YouTube, let's finish this hat here. So what we need to do to finish this guy is, gotta get you some Silky Winks foam. Not necessarily that brand name, but 16th inch. Kind of see how it looks like this. It's very thin. You don't want the thick stuff. It's very thin. So then what we want to do is you want to cut these up into smaller chunks. So you want to fold it in half. Get the scissors, cut it on that fold line. Fold it again. Just try not to have all the jaggedy little edges. Fold that one more time. And fold that one more time. This is just like it'll give you some decent sized squares or rectangles, but you'll have to trim them, kind of make it fit around everything. Okay, so pretty much I cut a bunch before, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 sheets cut. This is what you're pretty much going to need. Hopefully. We'll figure it out. I'm learning as I go. So the hat. Okay, so we're going to have to use rubber cement. I think this is it's $5 at Hobby Lobby. I haven't used it. I used it a little bit and it actually seemed like it stuck pretty good. So we're going to figure that part out. See what happens. Oh, and then you're going to need some black paint. This is acrylic paint. And we're going to use some epoxy. 2-part epoxy. This stuff sets in 5 minutes. Got it at Hobby Lobby too. It's $4. 40% off, baby. It was like $2 or something. That'll be for the rivets. And then for finishing it out, polish it out, we'll be using this stuff. Metallic luster. If you ever buy this stuff and it's rock hard, because when I got this stuff, it was like rock hard. It was dried up to hell. If you chop it up really good and add some warm water to it and just keep stirring it, just stir it a bunch, it'll start to get softer. It'll start to get more like kind of like that. And then what you do is, don't add too much water to it. Just add just a little bit so it starts to get soft. Put a little extra water on top, put the lid on it, let it sit overnight, and it should work pretty good then. Hopefully. I never used that before, but we shall see. Oh, and a wet rag. So let us start this. So we take the rubber cement. This is water soluble, by the way. And it does stink to high hell. Probably could use spray glue. Just put it really lightly. You don't want puddles or anything like that. Since it's contact cement or rubber glue, best way of actually getting the strength out of the glue is applying it to 2 parts, both parts, and then letting them dry and then putting it down. So you need to do this side too. Let's let that sit up a little bit. You can already see that it's drying up, at least on the hat part. So now, I'm going to cover that center part up. You can also cut these in smaller strips, so when you start going around the brim and stuff like that, they'll be easier to bend around the corners and the edges and stuff. And if the little edges lift up, that ain't sticking worth shit, is it? Well, that's a fail. Guess I didn't put enough on there. Let's try this again. didn't let it dry up. Get tacky. Because I know foam also sucks the shit up out of glue. That's probably why that happened. But, hey, we live and we learn. Should probably have a blow dryer. Blow dryer would probably do it faster. There she goes. I'm just rushing it. You know, try not to get too much glue on top of the parts, and the pieces that you're already done. But I guess it really wouldn't matter anyways because we're going to paint it, so. Let's try this first one that we tried. Yeah, see, now it's nice and tacky. Just a touch more. This one just does not want to work. Well, screw you. Alright, so the problem that I'm having is when I apply the glue to the foam, it sucks the shit up out of the glue. The foam just sucks it all up. So, let's try this again. Okay, so, just gotta go slower. But what we want to do is we want to overlap it. We want all this stuff to be overlapped. Then when we come back, we're going to pop, with the epoxy that I got, we're going to put little rivets into here, like this, so it'll look like it's all screwed together. Hopefully, that's the goal. So this guy's stuck good.
Alright, finally got this thing all wrapped. It took forever. And that rubber cement works, but it doesn't work very well. I ended up using spray adhesive, spray contact cement. Went way faster. It still took like freaking 2 hours to do this. But pretty much just, you know, cover the whole thing up. I had it over here, where it's dangling over, and I just took a razor and cut that down. So now we'll put some rivets in it. Now you gotta get your epoxy. We'll just start out with a little bit. This is 5-minute epoxy. So hopefully it will harden up fast. So what you want to do is you want to get some epoxy on the tip of a match, and then just go and do little kind of rivets on it. That match sucks. Let me get a different one. Get more of a glob. So then we do some little rivets. So pretty much we do it this whole thing like this. And then if the, I don't know if you can kind of see that in there, just do that all the way around. And if the epoxy starts to get kind of sticky, like dried up, just mix up some more. So we just go and do a drop. Seems to work pretty good if you dab it and then you twist it a little bit and it gets rid of that little tail on it. You can make them bigger or smaller or whatever. And that's pretty much the idea there. And then when we come back, after this all dries up, then we're going to paint it black. So that's pretty much it right there. Let me just do all over as much as you want. I'm going to pretty much do all of them, just the edges around it. Then we'll let that dry up and then we'll paint the whole thing black. Alright, so we got all those little rivets all put in there. Hundreds of little rivets everywhere. We just pretty much did them on the edges around. Probably space them out however you want to space them out, you know. That's pretty much it. So now, paint the whole thing black. Everything, inside, outside, whole thing black.
Alright, so now we got the black base coat on there. Looks pretty good. Now this will be the fun part. Now we're going to bust out the metallic. Champagne ice. Never used this stuff before, so it's going to be all new to me. I'm just thinking that it's like a paste, so we don't want to put this on real heavy. So I'll just put a little tiny bit. Got a paper plate, just kind of knock it off on there. Let's see what this does here. Well, since I've never used it before, I'll probably start on the bottom. Kind of highlight the little edges with it. Trying to figure out what it does. Alright, it's kind of like dry brushing with your finger. If you do dab it, you'll put those little marks. Okay, so. Doesn't work too bad. All you want to do is just hit like the ridges and stuff. You don't want to paint it with it. You don't want to put it on thick. That's why I keep dabbing it off on the plate. Just put a little bit of paint on it and kind of see what it does. Because if you do that, you get those little blotches. It's a learning curve. Never used it before, so I'm thinking that you just do the little high spots. I'd rather try it under here, and then screw up on the top part. Actually, it pops it up pretty good. Okay, now, let's see if we cannot fuck this up. Well, if we screw it up, it doesn't matter very much anyways. Let's paint it black again. Right? Let's start in the back of it. See what kind of happens here. This is why you start in the back. Because you want to hit these little edges. These little edges right there. There's all the little rivets that we put in there. We'll highlight it, kind of pop it, make it look like something. See, now that's what we don't want. Is a chunk. Let me just see if I can nail that and that takes it off. So. So pretty much, we just keep doing that. Probably shouldn't keep going up and down with it.
Alright, this is what I got for the steampunk top hat. That wax actually works pretty good. Especially if you spend time with it and kind of figure it out. Gives you a pretty good looking metal effect to it. You know? Well, that's the bottom that obviously the inside of it I didn't do that too, but you see the difference in it. Gives you a nice metal effect. And those rivets actually pop out pretty good with it. Well, like I said, if you spend time with it and probably make it look better than I do, but not too bad. First time doing it, so hopefully you enjoyed it.